Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. I am with my co-host tonight. Right under me over here, we have the Southern Flame, Don McIntyre, joining us today. And then we have a band out of Arizona, the Phoenix area, called Okilly Dokilly. And they are, I guess, a tribute. I don't know if a tribute band, but Ned Flanders, pretty much. And we have the lead singer, Head Ned, who's joining us tonight. So what is going on, man?
Howdilly Doodilly, how are you?
Good. That is such a freaking cool concept, dude. Like, I don't know how you guys thought of that, but it is fantastic. So we got the band members. And on Wikipedia is where I looked this up. So there's past members and current members, and they all got the name Ned attached to them. So currently, and if I'm wrong, let me know, we have Head Ned, Shred Ned, Zed Ned, Dread Ned, and Bed Ned.
Yep, those are the current Neds.
Okay, now, do you recall every single Ned's name that was a prior member of Okilly Dokilly?
Yeah, yes I do. Yep, I know all the Ned names. There was a meeting, like every Ned name, like there's consideration that goes into it.
Yeah, so do you so when you get a new Ned to the band, let's say someone leaves the band, you got to get a new Ned to the band, right? New Ned Flanders. Do you sit there and have to all decide on the name, or do you already have some other Neds picked out just in case?
So we kind of we have to decide on the name. Usually starts by heading to good old rhymezone.com and seeing what's left that rhymes with Ned. We're running out at this point. We're running out. Yeah, we started with, we had Red Ned, who was our original synth player. We had Bled Ned on the drums. Some of it comes from a story. Bled Ned was known for, sometimes he'd accidentally crack his own knuckles with the drumstick and get little bits of blood all over the drum heads. So there's Bled Ned. We had Thread Ned, who was the nicest dressed of all of us. Zed Ned was our original guitarist. He was supposed to be the steady rhythm guitarist, but then we found out he could shred really well, so he ended up being kind of our lead only guitarist. But then when we brought in our newest guitarist, he became Shred Ned, because I knew ahead of time he could shred.
Right.
Yeah.
Could you not have just someone? What if someone's name is actually Ned? Could you just call him Ned? Ned?
If we get someone named Ned, then they're going to be Ned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So how did the whole concept of Okilly Dokilly, which, by the way, if you're going to do a Ned Flanders band, the Okilly Dokilly is like the perfect name, right? So how did this whole concept start, dude?
It started out with just me and our original drummer kind of thinking about, we were trying to think up the worst name for a metal band, like the absolute worst name. I just imagine like Rammstein pyrotechnics and just like dark metalocalypse everything, and the band walks out on the stage and says, how's it going? We are the Raspberry Flapjacks. Or, hey, how are you doing today? We're the 3-hour Zoom calls, or just something bad. And one of us said, how's it going? We're Okilly Dokilly. And we thought the name was brilliant, and then the question happened, well, what if the lead singer was dressed like Ned Flanders? And we're like, what if everybody in the band is dressed like Ned Flanders? And we call it Heavy Nedal. We came up with the
Have you coined that term yet?
Yeah, we haven't trademarked it. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. Maybe I should be filling out trademark paperwork.
Come on, Don, what are you doing? Get in trouble over here.
Coin it.
Yeah. we got the website at least. We own nedalband.com. So
so there you go.
That's there. And we've got okillydokilly.com too. That was lucky. When we first released our pictures and everything, we kind of went viral a little bit. And the day before, I was in bed. I was about to crash out for the night. I was done, but I knew we were starting to pick up some numbers on socials. And I got out of bed and I sat up and went, I should buy the domain name. Yes. And so I got up and went and bought the domain name.
Great job.
Back to bed. And the next day we had like 60,000 fans, and it just kind of like went bonkers. So
those late night brilliant ideas.
There's times where you do something that's funny to you, and you do it because you just genuinely think it's a good thing to do, and you don't realize how fast it's going to pick up. That's how things go viral sometimes, right? People don't know it's going to go viral. Did you expect to get such a big following as fast as you did with the band name and the Ned Flanders theme?
Absolutely not. No. We thought that we were going to play...
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, no, we thought that we were going to play to 12 people in like a stacked 5-band metal show, like the venue here in Phoenix. There'd be nobody there, and the 12 people that would be at this little show would see us on stage, walk out in our sweaters and polos and mustaches and all that, and watch it and go, oh, that was weird. And we would get to say we did it. We were Okilly Dokilly. We were the Nedal band.
You guys are fucking brilliant.
We thought the Venn diagram of like metal fans and Simpsons fans would be like this tiny little like thing in the middle, but then it hit the internet, and the internet was like, no, there are lots of people into this.
Well, and here's the thing, because you think, metal fans, Simpsons fans, you don't really put those two in the same room, but everyone knows that The Simpsons is a classic show. I mean, everybody watches The Simpsons. I mean, from growing up as a kid to even adult, the show's still on. So I'm not surprised that people took onto it. And I think I read somewhere that you reference a lot of Ned Flanders. I mean, you have to like this whole thing from someone just saying Okilly Dokilly to actually doing it. Now you're like all Ned Flanders in. Like, there's no turning back from this. So you dive into Ned Flanders, and now you probably know more about The Simpsons than you ever thought you probably know in your life, like from growing up, right?
Yeah. I watched a lot of Simpsons growing up, but so all of our songs, at least the vast majority of them, are direct Ned Flanders quotes. Like, we just take things that he said in the show and we turn it into a metal song. Like our song "Godspeed Little Doodle" is exactly a quote from him. White Wine Spritzer, press destruct button, they're all direct Ned quotes. And yeah, writing our second album, I actually sat down and I watched the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons over the course of a month and just wrote down quotes. So yeah, I definitely have learned and watched a lot more Simpsons since I started the band. That said, beforehand on the band, I was a pretty big Simpsons fan. But yeah, sitting down watching 10 seasons over the course of a month, I got my Simpsons trivia down.
I think Donnie and I are going to start a band called the Millhouses. We're going to tour together. But it can't be the Millhouses because the name's not the Ned Flanders, right? It's Okilly Dokilly. So we got to figure something out that Millhouse says. And that'll be our band. So there's a saying that says it's not as fast as bark corn, right? But cleaner than crusty punk.
Yeah, that was me.
Crusty
That was you.
Yeah, I got asked. That was the very first interview, actually, before anything ever took off. Like a magazine in Australia that I don't think exists anymore sent me an interview request, and I'd never gotten one. And that's what they asked me, like, how would you compare Okilly Dokilly's sound? And so that was my response on there.
You got
a little cleaner than crusty punk.
So Okilly Dokilly was featured. Was a song featured, I guess, on The Simpsons on a Simpsons episode? So how did that happen, and who reached out to who?
Oh, geez. So they reached out to us. So for the longest time, we were expecting a cease and desist letter.
Right.
And so when I got the email from Fox's legal department, we were on tour at the time. We were in Oregon, and I woke up in the van, rolled over, grabbed my phone, and it's like Fox Legal is emailing us.
You're like, oh, shittily.
Yeah. So I was like, well, there it is. And I opened it up, and they were asking, like, hey, it was a request for, using the rights for the video on TV. And I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, eventually he connected me with Richard Chung, who's a longtime producer on the show. And then, yeah, we sent them the video, and we didn't know it was going to air. We had absolutely no idea when it was going to be on TV, and we didn't tell anybody. Specifically, our PR team was very frustrated with us because it was a huge PR thing, and we gave them zero advance notice because we didn't have control over it. We didn't know exactly when it was going to happen. And then one Sunday, we were in Chicago playing a show that night, and it aired. And it was on TV, and we were like, we had done it. We made it onto The Simpsons. So they reached out to us.
That is epic.
Cool. You know, I bet that happens. I bet that happens a lot with networks. Whenever you do something for them, whatever. I think a lot of times they don't tell you until it's done, and then someone else winds up letting you know.
Yeah, we got, I think they gave us like a couple days notice ahead of time.
So they did give you a notice then, okay.
A little bit, but it was one of those things where they changed it like 3 times. So they'd give us notice, and then they let us know like 2 days before, like, oh no, we're moving it to this day, we're moving it to that day. So we didn't know this was going to be the time, and we didn't, because we had no control over it, and it was such a huge thing, we were in disbelief. We were like, we don't believe that this is going to happen until it actually happened.
Right.
So to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, because if we said, hey, we're going to be on The Simpsons, and then it didn't happen, that would be such a huge pants down moment. So we just said nothing, waited for it to happen, and when it did, it was like, we diddly did it.
Literally did it.
I wonder if they waited on purpose because they weren't really sure exactly where it was going to fit into an episode, but they knew they wanted it. So they waited a little bit, and then, man, what year was that? Do you know like what season and episode numbers?
Yeah, that was season 30, episode 30, and that was in April of 2019 is when it first aired.
I'm gonna go back now. Was it at the end during the credits?
Yeah, so what they did is they took our music video, actually, and right as soon as the credits rolled on an episode, our music video was the background of the credits. So they were having all the like guest stars and stuff, and showing all the credits while our music video played, and it was great, especially for our fans, because they went bonkers.
Right.
So like I said, we didn't tell anybody, so people who were just fans of us were watching The Simpsons, and then all of a sudden we were on it. And so seeing the fans reach out and go like, "Oh my God, you did it!" It was great.
That's such a great feeling. I do have some more questions about that. I actually have more questions about touring and shows, but I do want to play your song, and I hope I'm gonna screw it up here. Hold on. Re-education.
Yeah, nailed it.
Re-education.
Got it.
Okay. When did
Hashtag Sebastian did not fuck up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and dust my shoulders off there. Okay, so
It's a good thing you're not playing our song Diddly Erdler.
I purposely didn't pick that because I don't know how to say it. No, I don't know how to tell. I picked what looked like the newest music video because you had a bunch of lyric videos or audio videos. And I think this was the latest, and I could be wrong. I think it might be the latest actual music video that you guys have. Okay, so Re-education. Now, how many Ned Flanders quotes are in this song? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh, geez. It's a lot of the lyrics are based off of, I think, 3 central quotes in this one. But a lot of it's long. The whole bridge is a big, long quote. So it's hard to say. But it is all, every lyric is direct Ned Flanders quote.
Okay.
This is epic.
Check it out right now. I don't know. That was kind of... I screwed that up. All right, let's just check it out. Here we go. All right, there you go. Let me put this back on here. Okay, all right, there we go. Everyone can hear me. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Anyone who is just listens to Apple or Spotify or iHeart, listens to our audio, please go to YouTube, check out the music video. They got all kinds of cool math problems, and it's really interesting and really cool. So when you start your concerts, right? When you start your concerts and you're on stage, and you start off on the microphone before the band starts playing, you introduce yourselves or whatever. Do you have a whole like spiel, like a Ned Flanders saying that you say before you play?
Often no. We'll kick into the show, but generally we put a little pause in there so that we can get some floodlights on the audience, and I'll simply say to everyone, Howdilly Doodilly. Marinos, are you ready for a little re-education? I usually kick that in, get the answer to the question, and then yeah, we'll kick into the show. I do have a whole long spiel about left-handedness that'll do at shows, about how we convert the entire audience to left-handedness, and yeah, I've got my spiels definitely in the show that I like to work in tons and tons of Simpsons references with all of it too.
You mind giving us a little left-handed spiel?
Yeah, a little bit of the left-handed spiel. So part of it revolves around this. Like, there are so many right-handed items, and they're endangering left-handers in the world. Us left-handers have to deal with milk jugs, which twist off with your right hand, and the jug is set so when you hold it, if you hold it in your right hand, the label faces you, but you hold it in your left hand, it faces away from you. You know, it's hard to find baseball gloves for left-handers. The only thing we've got is... Yeah, everything. The biggest thing and the most frustrating thing, and it's everywhere, it's your pants. Pants are a right-handed item because there's a little flap over the zipper on your pants, and that flap is on the left side, so that you zip your pants up and down with your right hand. Like, even pants are right-handed. So that's it. I talk about how left-handers are oppressed, and then I ask the audience to join us in left-handedness, and ask them all to raise their left hand, and then we play our song, All That Is Left.
You know, I never even realized, I guess because I'm right-handed, right? I never realized how many things left-handers probably think a lot more about these things because they have to deal with it, right? When you're right-handed, you don't really have to. That's interesting. You know, I'm going to say this. You guys have a really, the sounds I don't know if all your songs sound just like that one, if they're similar style, but you know, it's kind of a thrashy metal, really, the breakdown completely is different from the rest of the song, which kind of actually brings it together nicely. You know, and coming up with your own genre of Nedal. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of its own unique style, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. So one thing that I think makes it unique that I really like about it is the synth in there. I know a lot of metal bands won't use that synth, and that came from when we originally started. Red Ned, our original synth player, he was just a friend of mine. And I just wanted friends of mine in the band. I wasn't going for a sound or anything. And I was like, what instrument do you play that could work with this? And he's like, oh, I've got this cool little synth that I can make these like really gnarly buzzy noises and stuff with. And so I was like, let's do it. And that just became a part of the sound. It became unique because we weren't trying for any sound. We had Nedal. We were trying to be Nedal.
So that's fantastic.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah. Look, are you guys currently signed, or are you just staying independent?
No, we call it independent.
Ned, right? You guys are awesome. I caught the donut in the video too.
Oh yeah, that
was great.
There was actually a real donut and then a donut flying around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to say, when I heard you start singing, I was like, I was floored. I was not expecting that. So great job.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah. The donut, that inflatable donut, at every live show we bring one.
Nice.
Like full
Fantastic.
quarter them, and we throw it out there. We ask the crowd to destroy it, and it's so much fun watching the crowd destroy a giant inflatable donut.
You guys kind of have to bring that donut out. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Okay, you guys are going on tour with Steak Sauce Mustache in 2022. I think tickets are on sale now already, right? And it's not till April, so you got another 5 months, I guess, to tour. That's going to be a really fun show to be at. Anyone, I know you guys are playing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think, and then and I live in Oklahoma City. I'm gonna try to make the Tulsa show, but people need to go check that out. Do you typically play with pretty fun bands like the Steak Sauce Mustache guys?
Yeah. I mean, we try to as much as we can. I'm super excited to be on the road with Steak Sauce. It's just like just face value. Their band name is absolutely brilliant to be on tour with Okilly Dokilly. I am committing a cardinal foul right now as I have a little bit extra on top of the mustache.
Yeah.
Been locked up in the old pandidylidemic, so I've been kind of growing out the facial hair. But no, once we go back to shows, I'm going strictly back to mustache, and I'll have to atone for my Ned sins. Yeah, Steak Sauce is absolutely brilliantly fun. We've toured a lot with a band called Playboy Man Baby, who are super fun.
Say that again. Just say it again.
Playboy Man Baby. They're so much fun.
Oh, that's wild.
We've gotten to open for some brilliant bands. We've played a lot with Mac Sabbath, which is a McDonald's-themed Mac Sabbath cover band. They're brilliant. We've toured with Metalachi, which is a heavy metal mariachi band.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They're so good.
You know.
So,
Don, if you dive into this
Well, definitely
genre or style of this characterized metal genre, there are really a ton of brilliant bands out there that are doing just fantastic things, just like Okilly Dokilly. I didn't know that till I started the show, but there's a whole bunch of them that are just fantastic.
Dude, considered mind blown. I definitely am. I was super impressed. I mean, we had the clean cut Ned Flanders, and just so quiet spoken, so cheerful. And then you go to that. Yeah, I'm definitely checking this shit out.
Yeah, that was part of it too. Like, why the inspiration from the band is like I was learning how to death scream and do those growls, but I'm just like, man, I look like an accountant. How can I make this work?
You do a fantastic job.
That's what makes it awesome, though. We're gonna wrap this up here in just a little bit. Where all have you toured?
We've toured worldwide,
awesome.
which is pretty great. We've gone to Europe. We've gone to England a couple times, and we've done Europe once. There's a lot of Simpsons fans in Germany, and so Germany and Austria over there was fun. And then 2020, this was actually in February of 2020, right before we hit the pandemic. We got to go to Australia and New Zealand.
Nice.
And the band that opened for us was called Dr. Colossus, which is a Simpsons-themed doom metal band, and they're really good. So we got to play with those guys. They're one of the other big Simpsons bands. When we first got popular, they got put on our radar. So yeah, Australia. We've toured up in Canada a little bit. We've toured across the U.S. a couple times. So we've been on the road. We've been putting some sweat in these sweaters all around.
Oh yeah, putting in that.
Great.
You guys got a website and merchandise. What does your merch look like? Is it a bunch of? I guess you probably can't use the Simpsons stuff because it's trademark or whatever.
It's hard to describe, but it's worth looking at. We've got a big old like crazy like Ned Flanders looking melted face. We've got one of my favorite pieces of merch is we've got stupid sexy koozies. I don't know if you're familiar with the stupid sexy Flanders scene or meme. He's got this nice red and blue like tight ski suit, and like he meets Homer on the hill, and he's just like feels like I'm wearing nothing at all, and he shakes his butt in front of Ned. So we've got these beer koozies that are the red and blue suit with like a little butt on the back of them.
That's
Slip your beer into
priceless.
it.
Do you think the Simpsons would ever come to you specifically as a lead singer and have you like as a cartoon characterized on the show, or like a cartoon animation of your band's concert. That'd be kind of cool if they did something like that.
I'm surprised they haven't already.
Yeah. That would be cool. I mean, it'd be great. I'm open to it, but for me, just having them put the music video on the show was the pinnacle. Like, I can ask no more from them. If they reach out, great. I'm all into it. But yeah, I've had absolute success with anything Simpsons related, as far as I'm concerned.
That's
Good,
awesome.
great job.
And you guys are starting your tour in April, right? That is correct.
Yep.
And you guys are playing in Tulsa in April.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I was making sure I wasn't like looking some other shit up and got it confused. And you're just saying yes to be nice to me. You're like, oh, yep.
Yeah. Oh, we're starting in Bend. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah. No, you got it all right. It is going to be one thing we've announced with it too is we're actually going on a hiatus after this tour. We've toured so much. I became a dad earlier this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I've had to kind of, like I've said, shave off the Ned mustache and grow out the dad mustache. So we're taking a little break from touring. So this one's going to be kind of our last Okilly Dokilly show on the road. So if anybody wants to come to the concerts, we're going to leave every bit of Nedliness we got out there on the stage.
Well, share away on all streaming platforms so that we can get the word out.
Everyone go support Okilly Dokilly. What's the name of your website? Do you know it?
OkillyDokilly.com.
That's right. I think you said that earlier. Okay, cool. Right on. Well, Head Ned, thank you so much for being on the show with us. It was absolutely fantastic. Your music sounds great. I love the concept. Honestly, I look forward. I'll probably go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and support you guys and see you guys live. It'd be awesome to see you and Steak Sauce Mustache. So that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, likewise, Sebastian, Don. Thank you guys so much for having me on the show.
Thank you.
Toodly do.
All right. Hey, don't go anywhere. Stay right diddly dee for 1 second. I want to thank everyone. I'm not very good at that. If I was in the band, I'd be a lot better at it, okay? If I was in the band, I'd be better at it. All right. Thanks, everyone. I know I got the awkward look from you guys like, just stop, dude. Just stop. Go to www.theloudspot.net. Also, please go to patreon.com/theloudspot. Only $3 a month helps support us. Listeners on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Deezer, blah, 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 blah. That's all I got. Okilly Dokilly's awesome. Don, thanks for joining me tonight. Peace out. Rock on.
Much love.
There we go.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out. Rock on. Much love.